Good morning, my Teaserking family. One second, let me shut off this light. How about that? So I hope everybody's having a nice weekend. Unfortunately, no football on today, which sucks, but we will watch the Super Bowl next week. So let's quickly talk about the Super Bowl. Then I'll be getting some questions about buying sports cards, Tom Brady cards. So I'm going to walk through what I look for and how do I invest in them, and really a good way to do it. And then, of course, we'll talk about gold and this inflation that's hitting, and silver for protection, because I'm getting pretty scared out there with what I'm seeing. And it's when you know it. See, people don't understand, like eating sugar. They don't get it's going to give me diabetes. I'm going to have a heart attack or a stroke, and I'm going to die very painfully because I'm eating sugar. But they don't connect the correlation. Well, I connect the money printing to the inflation to I can't afford anything and I'm going to starve and die because my money's useless. I connect that. But let's just first talk about the Super Bowl. So I got the Rams 4.5. I've got 48.5 over under. Not really seeing any major injuries. Let's see. Well, I'm not going to worry about injuries. Ozama, the tight end, I'm sure he'll play. How effective he'll be, I don't know. I'm puzzled by why the Rams are even favored and why everybody likes the Rams, and it's Aaron Donald or is it Stafford? Like Cincinnati doesn't have any players. Burrow and Chase is better than Stafford and Cup, and then defensively, I can't name you Cincinnati's Aaron Donald, but you shut out Kansas City in the second half or give them a field goal on the last play of the game. They got somebody on the team that plays defense, because you don't do that to Mahomes, and you did it to Oakland and you did it to Tennessee. You held them really to 16 points with Derrick Henry. So this is the problem when nobody gave the Miami Dolphins, when they won their when they were in the Super Bowl and they won their first one. Nobody, no name defense, Bob Greasy, Zonka and Warfield. I mean, so they had a balanced offense. They had a great defense, but nobody knew anybody's names. It was a bunch of no-name defense, and it was a system. And then Cincinnati, I don't know them enough, but I know in the big games they beat Baltimore twice, Pittsburgh twice, Kansas City twice. You can't tell me you beat Kansas City twice, you're not going to beat the Rams, or at least you got 10.5 points. It's the only way I can see. So in other words, okay, let's play the Rams plus 1.5. How often do you think you're going to win that bet? Okay, they barely beat the Niners. If the Niners again intercept Stafford, the game's over. How the Rams are going to go ahead and beat Cincinnati, the team that just beat Kansas City for the second time in Arrowhead, by 10.5 points. If you're picking that, we have to have a talk of what is going through your mind that you think that just because Cincinnati's sort of a new kid on the block, you've got Burrow, who's Joe Montana, you got Chase, who's Jerry Rice. So what are you looking at? They got enough with Mixon and Perrine. That's okay. The Ozamas and there are Ross, the tight ends. I'm not a big T. Higgins fan. I think he's soft. He runs out of bounds too easily. He drops too many passes that they're big catches he needs to catch. So I think they need somebody there. Hey, Nick, how are you? Nice to talk to you. We'll get to the sports cards in a minute. So you got the 10. So I think if you look at the score of the game, I'm still looking at like 24-20, somewhere in there. And I honestly think Cincinnati, I had a vision on Cincinnati that they're going to put up like the 40 points they did on Baltimore, the big number they put up on Kansas City. I think Cincinnati puts up a 40 in this game. I can't really go by it. And I think 24-20, but I have a feeling that Cincinnati is going to 40 them and beat them like 40-17 because Stafford's going to throw 2 or 3 fumble interceptions, something like that. And believe me, if Mahomes couldn't find anybody open with Hill and Kelsey and Chocolatey Claire, who the hell Stafford? You think Cooper Kupp's going to be open if Hill wasn't open and Kelsey wasn't open? Mahomes is standing back there the whole second half with 5-6 seconds to throw. Look, when at the end of the game, when he fumbled, the last play, he's sitting there for 7-8 seconds. He couldn't find anybody open. So all of a sudden, Stafford's going to find somebody open, and you're going to trust Stafford to actually throw completions when Mahomes didn't. And good luck on that one. So that's what I'm looking at. So it's not going to surprise me if Cincinnati does the 41-17 Baltimore game where they just get rolling and get the turnovers because Stafford's going to give them a couple of picks. Stafford's never been there. He's not a very calm guy. He's not a winner. He's getting lucky to win the Niner game. He threw the interception that got dropped. Again, they're not guarding Cooper Kupp for some reason. It's just amazing. Like, this guy's not double teamed, and let's let Beckham be. Beckham's terrible. Todd, good afternoon. TK, I bought 2 cards. Okay, we'll talk about that as soon as I'm done with Super Bowl. Think first half might start off slow. Feel like teams in the Super Bowl come in tight and nerves are high until they get settled. Well, really, Nick, I don't think it's nerves as much. What tends to happen is the teams are pretty sky high emotionally. And so that's why teams defer the opening kickoff, because they know to run an offense into the well-rested emotional defense is not going to go well. They'd rather do it in the second half when the defense is tired, the emotions drained out, it's halftime. Now they come out, and that's why usually you get a lot more scoring in the second half. And I think you're right, but I don't think it's because they're tight as much as emotionally both teams are ready to go. And it's the team that can stay calm during the day because it's a 6:00 game and then let the emotions run at the right time. That's the key to the game. It's not getting you can't get up at noon and then the game's not till 6, and then by 6:00 you got nothing left. Where did that happen? There was some event. I don't know if it was football or boxing or something. Basketball. It might have been football. This one guy got so emotional that by the time the game started, he was drained. I think it was a football game. And the guy was drained. He absolutely had nothing left in the first quarter. I mean, because he was so hyped to start the game. It might have been a Rose Bowl or it was a big game, but the guy had nothing left. Anyway, I certainly think Cincinnati, I think they're the better team here, to tell you the truth. I think they found themselves the more Burrow and Chase played together with Higgins and Mixon's playing, the better their defense got. So I think earlier in the year they weren't as good, but by the end they were, except for that Jet game, which nobody can. It's like the Bermuda Triangle playing the Jets. It's like Tennessee beats them, and they almost beat Tampa Bay and everything else. So. Very unusual, but when the games came, they needed to beat Baltimore, Pitt, Kansas City to get in. They did in the playoffs. They won 3 big games. I just looked for, I think Cincinnati, I think the game's dead even. I like tease the dog. That's what I've done. I think it's an over because Stafford's good for points on both teams. He'll throw some pick sixes. He'll throw some Cooper Kupp touchdowns or whatever he does. Even on the Lions, they would be getting killed, and then he'd get 2 late touchdowns, and then they lose by 14, so they look respectable. But really, they were getting killed because of Stafford early on. So that's my take on it. You're in a dome. There's no weather to worry about, which is great. Burrow's been there. Okay, let's look at it like this. Burrow's SEC championship game, he crushes Alabama. In the playoffs, he beats The first game was against the nobody. And then the second game, I think he killed Oklahoma. And then the second game, he beats a really good Clemson defense. And he lights up Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Clemson, Texas, all the good teams, and he puts 40s up on them. So you can't say he hasn't been to a big game and produced. I can tell you Lawrence has come to the big game and not produced. I can tell you Tagliabue came to the big game and didn't produce. But I can't tell you Burrow got nervous in the big game. I can tell you Stafford, anytime the Lions had a big game, he'd lose, or the playoff games or the road games. So he is lucky it's at home, but still, it's a neutral. There'll be a lot of Cincinnati fans there. So take the dog 10.5. That's huge. Go over 42 is huge. Like I said, Cincinnati might get there by themselves. So that's what we're looking for. Again, if you question, just look at the game. Forget the points. Forget the over/under. Pick the score. You should get somewhere in the 40s, which 42 gets you over 42. And if you can pick the Rams winning by more than 14, let's have a conversation, because you're out of your mind, or you know something that I don't. Nick, hoping Rams go up early so I can bet Cincy money line live. You will get great odds. Well, maybe. The tendency with Cincinnati, though, has been Kansas City jumped on them in both the games, and then the second half they got nothing. So if it is a Ram lead at the half, you can get Cincy in points. I would highly recommend that. I'm not into this money line halftime I don't really see it. I don't live in Vegas. I do want to move there, but I don't know this betting in the middle of the game type of thing. But I'll tell you, I would have bet a fortune on Cincinnati last week when KC jumped out 21-3. And if I'm getting Cincy in 18, I'm mortgaging the house, the car, and anything else, all my gold and silver, because there's no way they're not going to come back if you've been watching Cincinnati the whole year. And they'll do it again here if they are down. But I'm not sure they're going to be down. Like I said, I can see them putting a 40 number on 41-17. That's what I'm kind of feeling, is they're going to do like they did to Baltimore. And keep in mind that game was in Baltimore, so they are a very good road team. All right, let's get on to what do you want to talk? Gold and silver or baseball cards? Being live is great if you have a preconceived notion that a team will win, and if you can get better odds in game than when the game started, not something to do consistently. Well, it depends what's happening in the game. Usually, I know it so well that after watching the introductions, I can tell you who's going to win 99% of the time. You can just see the players. Sometimes one team will be more emotional, not in the Super Bowl, but in a regular season game. You can just see it, or you can see the way the half ended, what's going to happen. Normally a team with the lead will lay down in the second half and just try to win the game. So, yeah, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I have to learn more about it, but I can pick the games from the beginning. So, if you go with my picks, and then as it goes during the game and you get better odds on my picks, just bet them, because my picks, I had the Niners in the 9.5. So the Rams, I don't know if they didn't even get up. The Niners got up and stayed. So, but Kansas City, Cincinnati, well, I had the over there, but I did like Cincinnati in the points, but the over was a better bet. So I don't know. But in the games like Alabama, Georgia, I would have bet heavily on Georgia during the game, especially when they went down a few points. Anyway, so that's what's happening. So let's get into the sports cards. So, Mr. Todd, you want to know about Joe Burrow cards, and I know Nick wants to know about cards. So what I do is you go on eBay and you go Joe Burrow PSA 10, and that gets you the Joe Burrow. Now I'm in the sold column, so you could do the filter and you can say, give me sold cards. And that gives you the market of what they have gone for. You can go into once you get that, then you can go into the non-sold cards, see the open auctions, and know, well, this is what I should pay because that's what they sold for. I'd stay away from like this card's 35.50, but it's not numbered. I looked at it and it looks like it's 2 out of 5, but it's not. It's not 5 count. It's you would way overpay. So with the Burrow rookie, here's a nice Dunrose PSA 10. So the key is, what do you like? And then what's limited? I'm not seeing a lot of cards that are, out of 25, out of 50. Now here's one for 8,000. And it's it's autographed out of 25. So that's a nice limited card, but I don't want to spend that kind of money yet. So here's how I did it. So I started collecting, and really when I was a kid, and then I didn't collect, and I got married, and then my ex-wife buys a box of hockey cards, and then I want to complete the set. I go to a big trade show in Michigan, and there's all these sports, and it was like Disneyland, all the sports, all the different sets, all the different years, whatever you wanted. So I went to complete the set. So I bought the 10, 15 little Topps hockey cards, 1990, that I needed, and completed the set. And then I went on and bought some basketball boxes of hoops, and cheap $10, $15, not understanding yet what I was doing. This is the way the professor's brain works. So I quickly figure it out. And I said, well, then I start seeing some more expensive ones, and I go, oh, then I see more expensive sets, and I go, yeah, if it's more limited, and then the players, then it became the player. And so you want to get Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Barry Sanders, Marino. I don't give a shit about the rest of the cards. I only care about those cards. I only want Barry Sanders. He's the value. The rest of the offensive linemen are not going to be worth a lot. So that's what I started looking at. And then I knew in my mind condition would be a big factor. I wanted gem mint cards. I didn't know why they were called gem mint. I just knew I wanted, what was the conditions that made a card gem mint? Perfect corners, 4 sharp corners, centered at least 55-45. It can be 60-40, but the closer to 50-50 you could get, the better. But when you start looking at 86 Flair basketball, 87 Flair basketball, a lot of Topps, Jerry Rice, Joe Montana's, it was like, you ain't getting perfectly centered. Very, very difficult. So that made it even better. Like if you did find I remember I found an 86 Flair Hakeem Olajuwon rookie card. It was perfect. And one of the guys said to me, where'd you find that? Because they know it's expensive. I got it. I found it at one of the guys. It was gem mint. It's worth a nice chunk of change. I got to get it graded, but I'm very confident it'll be a 10. It's solid corners, very centered. So that's what I did. So I started looking. So that was the key, was getting gem mint cards. So getting the corners had to be perfect. The framing had, it had to be fairly centered, but it was hard to get 86 Flair basketball dead centered, or 80 or 68 Topps baseball or football nicely centered. Mid 70s, Lynn Swan, Walter Payton cards, Joe Montana rookies, Rice rookies, Elway and Marino rookies. To get them nicely 50-50 center was almost impossible. I looked at least 200-300 cards. You couldn't find it. The corners were usually okay. The centering was just horrible. That's why if you do get a 10, it's very hard. I found an 83 Walter Payton that I got 2 of them, and they're just off center. They're just way off center. And I found a PSA 10 online. I just laughed, like, where did this guy come from? Perfectly centered. And I've looked at 20, 30 of them that you just couldn't get centered. So that's the key to card collecting is condition. Why? Because condition is more limited if you get a better card. Now let's take Todd's question on Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow hasn't won anything yet. Well, he won a college championship, but I don't know where that gets you. He's got to win a Super Bowl. And I didn't start collecting Tom Brady. I think I got a few minor ones when he was a rookie because coming out of Michigan, and I watch Michigan football. I didn't even see him play. Well, occasionally it would be Brady would come out and I would laugh like, oh, it's the guy from the Brady Bunch. I mean, it was like, because he just wasn't the guy. I mean, the other guy, and failing on the name, was the superstar. And Brady couldn't beat him out. So why would I want Brady cards? Then he's on New England. He's not playing. And then he wins the Super Bowl, but it's kind of lucky. And then when he won the second Super Bowl and he started playing better, because they shouldn't have beat the Raiders on that tuck rule. That was a joke. Oakland should have won the game. That would have been, you wouldn't have bought anything from Brady. So he wins that Super Bowl. But I didn't buy till he won the next Super Bowl. And when he won the next Super Bowl, and always won 2 Super Bowls, is when I really started buying Brady rookie cards. They were still cheap. Now, the concept of the amount and the value, initially, when I'm collecting in the 90s, is you looked at the Beckett price guide, and the Beckett price guide did not have graded cards in it. So, for example, the Jerry Rice rookie card that you would just get in near mint condition. So PSA 8 would go for $60. So when you're at the card show, it's a $60 card. And I could always negotiate. I'd go, what's your best price? And they would go, you can have it for $40 because the guy got it out of a pack and he doesn't know conditioning. The price guide doesn't say, oh, a PSA 10 is 70,000. And back then, I'm sure it wasn't. You couldn't even get it graded PSA 10. There was no PSA 10 grade. So, sorry, that hurt. So there was no PSA 10 grade, but I knew I wanted gem mint cards as close as I could get. So that's what I would collect, the card, So when I went after the Brady cards, it was, now some I got in a Pacific pack. So I just bought a box of Pacific. I like them. I pull out a Brady rookie card out of 762. Now I just bought the box for $30. So my cost is $2. I got 2 of them. I got a few other Brady rookie cards because I bought the box, $30 box. I'm sure I didn't pay a lot for the box. But I didn't pay anything for his cards. Just what you would have bought out of the box. And I got my Berries and my Emmets and my Aikmans and all those. Then after he went, so I get it, but I get the Brady, but it doesn't matter. I'm not really spending a lot. There is a method to my madness here. Please hold on. So then he wins 2 Super Bowls. So now I go after some more luxurious Brady cards, but I already have a couple that are numbered out of 700. The Pacifics are 762. I'll show you on my next show, or I'll come back later and show you. So 762s. Now I know they're worth a lot. They're 762s, but they're not graded. They're just out of the pack, but I can see they're mint. Corners are sharp, pitch are sharp, and there's really no centering because it was, I think, Pacific. He's in his Michigan uniform, so I know it's going to be a 10, but it's not great. The value of the cards maybe $30, $40. Why would I get it graded? And that's the big disconnect. And what does that remind you of now, everybody? The real price of gold versus the fixed price of gold. So Beckett is sort of like Comex. Beckett has the Brady card at $20, but if you get a PSA 10 now, it's worth $15,000. And that's really the key. So when you just look at it, even within last year, I didn't think my cards had any value. I said, oh, this is ridiculous. I got all these Bradys and Jordans, and I must have 200 Michael Jordan hoops cards, 89, 90. Skybox 90s when I started, and the boxes were cheap, and so you're pulling out all these. Well, they're worth $5. No, not if they're PSA 10. They're worth $300, $400 for Michael Jordan hoops cards that, to quote inflation, there's many of. It's not limited. So the reason the 86 Flair Jordan, A, it's his rookie card, but B, good luck finding a 10. Good luck finding the perfect center. There's maybe 20 of them, maybe. So if you get a PSA 10 Michael Jordan rookie card in 86 Flair, which doesn't exist very often because the centering was horrible, that's why it's worth $1 million. And again, it was worth like 300,000, and then 6 months later it went up to like $1 million. I think in March it was 300 grand, and by November, December it was $1 million. But again, in the Beckett, it's going to list maybe at 500. So if you don't know about graded cards, even though you have a gem mint condition, ungraded Jordan rookie, or Emmitt Smith rookie, Barry Sanders rookie, Montana Rice rookie, and it's not graded, and you look in a Beckett, you can say it's like the Montana rookie. I think is $100 in Beckett, maybe 150. PSA 10, 90,000. Jerry Rice, $60, $70, $80 card in Beckett. PSA 10, 125,000. So again, it's very hidden. But what does that remind you of? Comex gold and silver, which we're going to get into, but I'm leading into it. So what you have. So Todd, you bought 2 cards. I'd like to know what you bought and if they're numbered. I assume they're PSA 10, but please let me know the cards and then what you paid for it, if you don't mind, or just give me some under 100 or under 200. So the key is I bought the Bowman Chrome Refractor Tom Brady. It's not numbered, but it's a beautiful card. The regular Bowman Chrome rookie goes for $30,000, as our buddy told us last show. The refractor is about 90 to 100 because it's very limited. It's a beautiful card, the refractor. And again, the regular card is 30 grand. Again, PSA 10. And again, there's no centering issues on the later cards. It's just, are the corners good and the picture sharp? Corners are beautiful. Everything, there's no scratches. It's a beautiful card. Should get a 10. But again, I paid maybe $200 after he won the Super Bowls. So he'd probably won 2 Super Bowls. You'd go to a card show, you'd still see Brady rookies because he won. They're out there. Again, the dealer's got no idea about grading. He's got this refractor card that's probably worth $100 in a Beckett, or $200. I think I paid $100, $150. I never paid full Beckett. I'd always go, what's your best price? I'm going to buy. You want to sell. It's what you're here to feed your kids. And I would use psychology again. I'm the professor, and I got to do it. I can't do this. I got to do that. That's the professor. So I use psychology going, look, I got money you want. You got a card I want. You got to feed your kids. Boom. Okay, Tyler. Let's say Burrow wins the Super Bowl. Companies print more cards. Would you go online to buy, or buy bulk football cards, Flair, et cetera, to find them? Well, if Burrow wins the Super Bowl, but now his rookie cards are 2020, as I showed you. But I don't see a whole lot except for that autograph card that I think the regular cards aren't numbered. So they're just a regular. That's why they're only going for a couple $100. If he wins the Super Bowl, I would not buy right the day after the Super Bowl. The cards will go up, but the cards then will go down because he's the flavor of the month for a little bit. I bought the Big Brady cards after the second Super Bowl win because the first Super Bowl win, he won a Super Bowl. Well, once he started, and you could see he was great, then I would start buying. So let's play risk and reward. You buy that $7,000 Burrow autograph 25 count is a high risk, right? It's $7,000. Are you going to make money on it? Well, the risk is, what if he doesn't win the Super Bowl? And then what if he doesn't win a Super Bowl? You're never going to get your $8,000 back from it. Yeah, there's a lot of Burrow fans now, but it's the if come he's going to win Super Bowls. I personally think he's the next Joe Montana, and I think he wins 4 or 5 Super Bowls. But let's see him win the first one. So here's my view of it. At the time, I would find a card that you like I found the Pacific Brady's where he's in his Michigan uniform, and it's numbered 762. So I bought a few boxes of that, and I pulled out 2 or 3 Brady rookie cards out of those sets. My cost is nothing. I don't know what sets cost now. I haven't bought cards in a while because my inventory is so big. There's no reason to add to it. I think I bought a Mahomes. I was at a store. I buy the mini helmets, like yay big, and I got all of them except for a few. So I bought New Orleans and I think Baltimore or something, and I added it to my mini helmet. It's not it's a collection, but it's not. I'm not expecting any value in it. And the guy at the store had a Mahomes 50 count. And it wasn't his rookie, it was a second year. But I'm thinking, a Mahomes 50 count, how much is it? $50. Okay. Now I know how to grade. So I looked at the card. Corners were perfect. Centering was okay. The card looked perfect. So I'm figuring at worst a PSA 9, could be a PSA 10. It's a 50 count. How much do you want? $50. I bought that card so fast your head would have swam. Now he's already won the Super Bowl. He's already been in it. He went to the championship game against Brady. It was definitely after he won the Super Bowl, but I think before last year's Super Bowl. So he'd already won. So I already got it's Mahomes. He's won the Super Bowl, and I paid $50, and it's a 50 count Mahomes card. So, but I'm buying after. I don't want the risk because I own too many cards. So to take the risk to pay that, you don't want to do, Todd. Now, if you just like a card, there's one I see, he's in an Ohio State uniform. There's some in LSU uniform, and some in Cincinnati. There's Prism cards. I would say get a refractor that you can get PSA 10. Now, if you can go to a card show, I would go to a card show and get them ungraded because you've got much more value if you can spot a PSA 10 at a card show and get it ungraded, where in Beckett, which is what they're going to look at, is $50. So if it's a $50 card in Beckett, but it's a PSA 10, it's a rookie, you like it, sharp corners, good centering, you kind of look at the card in the light and you go, so you're kind of doing this and you're kind of going, excuse that. So you're kind of looking, going, okay, I don't see any scratches. I'm really getting in. There's no pen. There's no scratches. Okay. I don't have to worry about the pitcher. I can tell the corners. I can feel them, and there's no centering issues. Or maybe it's a perfectly centered card, which you can see. That at a trade show, you can probably get for $30, $40 because they're all looking at Beckett, and it's not graded. So that's really your best bet to really make some serious money, like I did with the Brady card and I did with the Royce and the Montana. I got them at a card show, and I know what I'm looking for. Now, the Montana is probably 60-40 centering, but that was about as best as you're going to find. And so is the Rice is probably 55-45 centering. It's a little bit off center, but I think I can still get a 10. Everything else, it's sharp corners, perfect what you want. So if you can get it ungraded at the show, then you do it. Now, if you don't, that's after he wins the so buying Brady cards now. I would buy 25 count Brady cards, 50 count Brady cards. You can get really cheap and then get them graded. I don't even know if you need them graded. I got a 25 count. Do I really need to get it graded PSA 10 to get value? It's only 25. It's a beautiful card, but maybe you do to get the serious money. The other thing I noticed, if you have a non-PSA graded card, you need to break it out of the frame. You get players, there's the corners. So you grab the corner and you squeeze it and it breaks it. And then you grab this corner and then you can kind of pry it, use a little screwdriver just to open it up a little, not to hurt the card. And there's a little room before you get to the card, and pop it out, and throw away the frame. And now the card, which was graded mint by whatever company, then go get it graded by PSA, and then it'll be worth 4 or 5 times the value. So I'm seeing, I got a Bobby Orr that was not a PSA. It's a 9 mint 1970 or something, but it was an off brand. It wasn't PSA, and it's $500-600 difference in price if it's PSA. Now the card's mint because it was graded mint by whoever graded it, and I can't figure out why it has to be PSA 10 versus Beckett 10 versus other ASA 10. Why does it have to be PSA? But that seems to be the flavor of the month, so I'm going to go with that. But if I get another card that's gem mint and it's really cheap, I'm going to buy it, rip it out of the thing, let PSA grade it. You do need it graded to sell on eBay or some of these auction sites, or even if you're a dealer at a show, you're going to need it graded, because then the risk is gone, right? Maybe it's counterfeit, maybe there's a scratch I'm not seeing, but if it's PSA 10, you're done. So there's less risk, less reward because you're paying more for it, but you're getting the PSA 10. Nick, I know it's not really investing, but I just got a signed Burrow LSU jersey. It looks great in my home. Well, that is investing. Jerseys do have value. Autographs have value. So, no, that is an investment, Nick, and it's a very good. Now, did you get a letter of authenticity that it's Joe's autograph? That's critical. So you should have got some letter that says, yes, this is Joe Burrow's autograph. That'll be worth a lot of money, especially if he can win next week and win a few more Super Bowls, which I think I think 3 or 4 is not out of the question. He's my favorite player right now. Yeah, well, you're watching Joe Montana. You turn on that Joe Montana the Catch one, 1981, when they beat Dallas and go to the Super Bowl. He throws 4 or 5 interceptions in the game. But the reason Joe Montana is Joe Montana, he took him down at the end of the game, even though he had a bad game and threw all these picks, and takes him down. And then the catch by Dwight Clark was a planned play, by the way. He was supposed to throw it high for Dwight Clark. And if you watch Everson Walls, the great cornerback of Dallas, he's right there. He's right on. He's holding them basically, and Dwight Clark just goes up and grabs it. But what did Montana do? He took him down the field, and they won. You don't see Stafford doing that, but you do see Burrow doing that, and that's the key of Joe Montana. In the big games, he came, he won. When you needed a long drive at the end to win that Super Bowl against Cincinnati, he did it. Stafford ain't going to do that. I think Burrow can. Mahomes does it. Brady does it. Aaron Rodgers doesn't show up. He's not in that club. Breeze, yes. Todd, number 77, Panani 2020 Elite, $75. Is it graded, Todd? Did you get a PSA 10? Let's see if I can find it. Panani 2020. Dunrose. Well, there's this Peony. Is that the one? It was $300. Number 77, though. This is a gold. Maybe this card? Is this the card you got? Let's see if it gives the number. I mean, I don't know who Peony is, but all of a sudden I see a lot of Peonies. No, that's card 301. Card 261. A lot of Peonies, card 438. 261. Well, let me Peony. I think it's Peony, Ted. And card 77. Panini, Panini, P-A. IAI. I keep putting in Q's where I want to put in A. Man, I can't. I don't see it. There's no peonies 77s, but I keep spelling it wrong. PN PANINI PANI and PANINI. Let's see. Card 151, card 301. Now here's a nice one that went for 2,000. It's a looks like an autograph, 2 of 25 count. That's probably 1751. It's probably a good price for an autograph PSA 10 25 count Burrow. Now you watch. That'll be a card that'll go up to 10, 20,000 if he wins a couple of Super Bowls. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not seeing the number 77. But anyway, is it numbered, Todd? Yes, the second one. Okay, Nick, very good. You got the certificate. That'll be worth it. Is it a game jersey, Nick? Is it let me see. It's a signed Burrow LSU jersey. Looks great. So is it a game jersey? That will help you also. Todd, yes, the second one. The second one on eBay. Just signed jersey, not game. A game jersey would do. So you probably didn't. What was it, like $50 for the jersey, and then whatever for the autograph, maybe $100. I know I paid $250 for. I have a Rice game jersey and a Favre game jersey. Was $225 at a show, but they're not autographed. Anyway, back to you, Todd. So this is this graded, Todd? This number is 77 for $75. Is it a PSA 10? And so it looks like it's a rookie card. Panini, never heard of it. I'm going to go into the all open ones. So you can, I'm in the sold ones, but I can go into the open. See if I can see it there. Now, what did you see it? There's a Fusion Red Choice 77. Is that what you bought? This Fusion Red Choice? Or probably you just got the regular card, 77. Anyway, what do you see it? Do you see it on the? Do you see it completed? Does it normally sell for 75, Todd? So the key is you enjoy it. So if it's a PSA 10, your risk is very little if it's a rookie card. But again, you can see there's quite a few rookie cards. If it's not numbered, that's another issue. It'll go up a little bit. But now here's what inflation is. So I got Barry Sanders rookie cards. There's the score, PSA 10 worth $1,500. Then there's the tops and the pro set. The pro set is like inflation. They're worth about $200 for PSA 10s in his Oklahoma State jersey, but there's so many made. That's why the value hasn't jumped through the roof. And that's the same thing. Nick, unfortunately, can't seem to find game jerseys for Bro. Not yet. You will, but they'll be Cincinnati ones. Keep an eye on it. What did you pay for it, Nick? If you don't mind me asking, I'm just trying to be from a professor look. Because as long as it's so then you go into what's his autograph worth. And right now it's worth X, but he's got to win the Super Bowl, and then it really turns it. So what happens is you become, as they win the Super Bowl, they're more popular. Tom Brady won so many Super Bowls, his cards have a huge value because demand. Super Bowls spark demand. That goes back to my action reaction video that I just talked about last week. The action is he wins the Super Bowl. The reaction is everybody wants it now. Now he's created demand by winning it. Tom Brady has a lot of reaction to him winning the Super Bowls. Aaron Rodgers doesn't, because he doesn't. He keeps losing in the championship game. So Aaron Rodgers' value is not anywhere near Brady. It's an official jersey with tag, certificate, and signed, $500. So it's mostly the autograph. It's a official jersey, but not a game jersey, and signature. So that sounds, it sounds nice. Purple jersey or the yellow one, but they're pretty. I like LSU's colors. I have their little mini helmet, but it's about this big. But so what with Burrow now, it's risk and reward. He's got to win the Super Bowl, so you're going to take risk for it, and I don't know if it's worth it. Like I said, the Brady's, the cards I got because I like Brady. So you like Burrow, okay? You like Mahomes. I wouldn't buy Lamar Jackson or Tagliabue or any of those, or Jalen Hurts or Mac Jones. I wouldn't buy any of those guys. I wouldn't spend more than $5 on those because you're never going to get your value. Nobody's going to want them because the action of winning the Super Bowl creates the demand is not going to be there. That's why I say what I do. So Burrow, yes, he should win Super Bowls. Purple jersey, very nice. I love the purple jersey. Sort of like the Lakers, purple and gold. If you get a Magic Johnson and a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you can have the whole purple room. It would be kind of cool. Anyway, so that's the risk and reward. So the action is winning the Super Bowl. The reaction is the huge demand. Now, Nick, you asked me a question about silver, and you said, well, if I buy it now, can I sell it later? Will there be demand? Believe me, Nick, will there be demand on if Joe Burrow wins the Super Bowl, are you going to be able to sell his rookie card? Of course, the demand will be huge. And you'll be able to make a nice profit. Why do you think the Brady cards? That answers your question. Is the Brady cards, right? So our friend says $30,000. He's got the Brady rookie PSA 10. Well, it's gone up in value. Can he sell it? Absolutely. There's huge demand for it. That's what causes the price to go up. That's why it's worth $30,000. But Aaron Rodgers' card ain't worth $30,000. I don't believe, unless he's got a really limited autograph one. But his cards don't. Any Brady card, just a regular Brady card you pull out of a top set, PSA 10's worth $200 or $300. Just like the Jordans. The Jordans hoops cards, there's a million of them. PSA 10, they're worth $300. I got a stack this much of PSA 10 of mint to gem mint Jordan cards out of hoops, 89, 90, Skybox. All that 89, 90, 91 crap. And they're all worth $300-$400. The Flair, 90 Flair, $400. I got a hologram Upper Deck awards card, $500-$600. I got the baseball. He's got a baseball bat in his hand, like $700-$800. It's unbelievable. So to answer the question, Nick, of course, once silver goes through the roof and gold, it's because of demand. The more demand, the easier it is to get rid of something because you need it. You want it, right? I want that Brady rookie card now because it's the greed in people that makes it worth more. Is I want to buy it because it's going to go up in value. So I want the Brady cards because it's Brady. He's won all these Super Bowls. It's going in the Hall of Fame. His cards are going up in value. Do I want Lamar Jackson? He's not going to win a Super Bowl. Why would his cards go up in value? Stafford, you buy his rookie card for $100, PSA 10. I can't imagine he's got any rookie card worth any money. I've never collected one Stafford card. I don't probably own any because I don't think he came in the league till 2009. And the only player I got since 2009 is the Mahomes 50 count card. I didn't even get his rookie card. I just got the 50 count because I got so much inventory. That's worth so much. I don't even go there, right? I don't even, okay, Mahomes 50 count. I happen to stumble on it. It's Mahomes. I'll take it. Brady's been winning all the Super Bowls, not anybody else, not the new guys. So there's no real point in getting anybody else. But now I think Joe Burrow will be, but I won't buy him now. I'll wait, let him win this Super Bowl, let him maybe win another one, or like Mahomes. He won one, he got to the second one. He's won the 4 straight championship games. So that's where I think you look at it. But to do Nick's question, Nick, just started my collection of silver, 20 ounces. Okay, it's not really a collection. It's sort of like the Brady card. Is the Brady card a collection, or I bought it, it's going to make me money? This to me is a collection. I got this Mickey Mantle, right? Now, does it have value? I doubt it. I probably paid $50 because it's Mickey Mantle. I got a Joe Montana one. That's more of a collectible. That's not. Is it worth anything? Probably not. Maybe to a Mickey Mantle fan, he might pay $100, $200 for it. But that's a collectible. That's just, it's not an investment. 20 ounces of silver is an investment, Nick. It's also a hedge. Now, I just went grocery shopping and I'm seeing prices going up, 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 up. I saw gas really scared me. There's this one gas station that's been $2.99 since I got here since November. All of a sudden, it's $3.29 today. $3.29. My signals go off. Here comes inflation. I'm ready to go buy more silver and gold next paycheck. I've been buying along the way, but now it's like, okay, I can clearly see the shit hitting the fan. Clearly time to, okay, let's dive in and buy whatever I can, gold and silver, because it ain't going to be anything left. And so, Nick, for your concern, can I sell it? You go right back to the store you bought it at, or you go on eBay, and believe me, you'll have plenty of buyers. Just curious, Nick. So you did not pay. You paid $27 an ounce and no sales tax. I hope so. And if you went to the store, then you don't have to worry about shipping. That's the thing. If you go on these sites online, I don't know if they charge you tax or not, but they're going to charge you shipping. They're going to charge you more for a credit card or the way you buy it. But if you just go to the store and you buy, there's a small charge for credit card. If I pay cash, there's no charge. So if it's 27 an ounce and I want 20 ounces, it's $540. I give the guy $540, no sales tax, and I take it home with me. Obviously, no shipping because I drove there and I got it. That's how you bought it. Gas. Gas is $3.60 in New Jersey. Okay. Has it been $3.60 or was it just like $3 and just sprung up to $3.60? And again, I'm assuming you didn't pay sales tax on your silver. I hope not, because really, there's a lot of places you don't pay sales tax. I don't believe it's a taxable item, but the reason you want to pay cash is there's no trail, then nothing can go up. The thing that'll rescue me is no matter what, this will have value. The coins, they might start, well, you can't sell them, or if you buy the gold, because the government doesn't want you to have the gold because they don't want you to be off the government. So the government's really evil, and you got to be careful with that. I think we'll be fine, but they could make problems if you own gold. I know they're going to make problems if you own Bitcoin. That's going to be a real problem. If you have Bitcoin and you made money with it, I'd much rather see you sell it and take your profit and buy gold and silver like Nick did, and do what Todd did and buy, instead of maybe Burrow cards, because you really want to wait for them to win the Super Bowl to go buy some Brady cards. I got a real nice Drew Brees Bowman Chrome Refractor rookie card number 99. There's Montana rookies, there's Rice rookies, there's the Peyton rookies, there's Mantle cards, Mays cards. I'd rather see you do that than own Bitcoin, but I'd rather see you. So it went up 30 cents. Yeah, the oil's really been going up crazy. Guy helped me out with silver. So good. No sales tax is perfect. And you pay 27 an ounce is good. You watch, give it a couple months. And with gas going through the roof, and if you go to the grocery store, now I buy a lot of fruits and vegetables, so I am not noticing inflation there. I notice it in the cereal aisle, but I don't buy cereal or any of that crap anymore. Or Oreo cookies or ice cream. I'm seeing those prices go up. I'm not buying it, but I'm seeing those prices go up. And that's the companies charging. But if you buy celery or lettuce, I'm not really seeing a lot of inflation there. Maybe it's gone up at 10 cents or 20 cents, but nothing that I'm concerned about. All I can say is that your fish should be paying your bills as cheap as you can. And instead of taking money out of your bank, because you won't be able to get it, and doing what Nick and I do, and that's go buy gold and silver. Nick, I suggest that if you can't afford an ounce, you spent $500 on the jersey, you'd be well to do to spend $500 on a quarter ounce of gold. You can get a quarter ounce of gold, especially a Cougaran, for about 510, 520, and that'll really make you money. Gold's going to go so high. Now I sent you that video, Nick, on the gold. That guy's an actual silver dealer, and he can't get silver coins. And he's the one saying this out. He knows what he's talking about. A lot of these other guys are just putting their name out there to say, look, I told you silver was going to go up. When they start showing you the charts on a fixed something that's fixed, you just laugh at them. This is price fixed. Here, this price. This is chocolate. This price has been held down. This is dark chocolate, 95. This is what I can eat. I eat it for the cocoa. So if this is kept down at a dollar because of price fixing, you can't use a chart and say, well, this used to be $3 and now it's $1. You can't, because it's price fixed, so it's not market. That's why the Brady card for 30 grand is free market. That's what you want. That's what will happen. Eventually, there'll be too much demand for gold and silver. Right now, the problem is the gold and silver is kept down by COMEX, by the Russians, by the mafia. Anybody that wants to buy it, that's powerful, is pushing the price down because it's a fixed thing. It's COMEX. COMEX is not market. And people have to understand free market, and they have to understand inflation. So when I have 15 Pro Set Barry Sanders in his Oklahoma State jersey, and the card's only worth $150, you're going, it's Barry Sanders, greatest running back ever played. It's his rookie card. It's a PSA 10. It's worth $150, $200 because there's too many of them. Once you get into, go back and got a Walter Payton rookie, 1975. I have that card. And look at that. And then look what a PSA 10 sells for, $100,000. Why? Well, there's very few, Topps always produced a lot. But again, centered, and then back in 75, they didn't produce probably as much. ProSat was heavily produced, just the same as Hoops and Skybox, all that product. The 86 Flair was not heavily produced, basketball, or the 87 Flair. And then people started getting into it, and that's when 89 Hoops came out. That's when it became much more heavily produced. Question for you, Nick. Go back to the stores, see if he has any gold. If he's selling the silver at 27 an ounce, he's probably selling the gold at a good price, no sales tax. A lot of mafia here in New Jersey, starting to see it more. Oh, absolutely. They're the ones who drive the Mercedes around. Um, yeah, I mean, well, wherever the Russians are, there's mafia. So New York, Chicago, Miami, or Florida, all those places are mafia. Go drive to Moscow. I have a girlfriend in Moscow, and she's extremely poor. They make roughly $400 a month. Can you imagine living on $400 a month? You can't buy a car. You're just getting on the bus and going back and forth to the store or to, I don't even know if you go to I guess you go out to the restaurant, but that's why they're all drunk there because all they can afford is vodka. That's really cheap. They can't afford, a steak. I go there, I get a steak, beautiful steak, cost me $10. I laugh, but people there can't afford it. So what happens is then you'll see a guy driving a Mercedes around and you go, oh, that's the mafia guy. It's very clear who the mafia is in Moscow and and everybody else who can't afford a car. So yeah, I think this is their creation of, and what's weird is every country's doing the same thing. Canada, printing, inflation's very high. Europe, inflation's very high. The U.S., Brazil, Mexico, anywhere you want to go. Obviously, Japan and China and all these countries, the inflation's very high. Well, why is it high everywhere in the fucking world? What the hell is going on? That who's behind it, right? See, when I show you that guy's video, Nick, and well, everybody else, it's a good video. Well, I can't remember the guy's name. I'm sorry. Let me look for it. Anyway, this is the guy to watch. And he tells you the truth. But what they don't tell you is where's my buddy? What they don't tell you is the why. I can't find him. Sorry about that. Where is he? You'd think he'd be in my recent. Sorry about that. This guy is good to watch, Mike Maloney. He really knows. He's got 10 steps of the thing. Highly recommend him. He knows his shit. He understands the why. Anyway. So the other guy, like, is a silver dealer, and he works with the mint. And he just says it's just the nightmare trying to get it. They're out of it. But the question, this Maloney or this other guy, they're not asking the question is why. Okay, we understand they're printing the money, right? The U.S. is printing trillions of dollars. We all know what's going to happen. That's the action. The reaction is you made the money worth less. Hence, the 1989 Pro Set Barry Sanders card, which is worth $100 when his score rookie's worth $2,000, because you made a lot of them. The more you make, the less they're worth. The more dollars you print, the less it's worth. That's why there's inflation. Inflation's just, you've ruined the value of the dollar and things cost more because now it costs more dollars to buy it. That's really all that's happening. But I understand that's what's happening. That's what I'm trying to warn you of. That's why I want you guys to buy gold and silver and Tom Brady cards, because you need to protect yourself. Don't leave money in the bank. It's not going to be there. The money that is there is going to lose value. It's going to go down in value. So you don't really want to be in it. With that said, So this they're not asking the question is why are they doing it, right? Where's the key? Is it, as me and Nick are saying, the mafia? Is the mafia saying, hey, print the money or we're going to kill you and we'll take the money and then we're going to buy gold with it and we're going to be rich because we're going to buy all the gold all over the world. So is that the Pope? Is that the Vatican behind it? Is that George Soros and the Nazis who wanted to take over the world for World War II, Hitler's plan? And then he moved to Argentina and he died in the 1960s, not in a bunker, which is the nice story that they tell you for some reason that they think he died in a bunker is ridiculous. There was 6 or 7 escape hatches and he had doubles. So come on, man, we're not stupid. Nobody with millions of dollars in 1940, that would be like Zuckerberg killing himself with billions of dollars. Like, why would you do that? You got billions of dollars. You don't need to kill yourself unless somebody killed them. But nobody's killing themselves. In World War II, Hitler gets out of the bunker. His double gets killed. He gets out of the bunker. He flies away and then ends up in Argentina. I've seen pictures of the home. I've heard from people that were his maid and everything else. Oh, yeah, he lived here. He died in 1962. He was a multimillionaire. He stole all the gold. Da, 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 da. So what's really going on now? And that's really the question that nobody's asking or afraid to, but I'll say it because I'm not afraid of anything, which is basically who's behind it. I think it's George Soros. I think it's also the Vatican. Somebody who wants to conquer the world, because what's going to happen as I'm seeing gas go up, how are you going to pay for it? Okay, if you got to pay all this money for gas, now you got to go eat food, your rent, but guess what's going to happen to your house? It's going to lose value because they're going to bust the housing market to zero. Now it's going to, you bought a $200,000 house that went up to $400,000. Guess what? It's going to go down to $100,000 because nobody's going to be able to afford it. They're going to want to get out of assets because of all that's coming. You sell your assets. There, a lot of people from China with this China Evergrande are losing their ass because it's going bankrupt. So they need money. So they're selling their assets, their house, their stocks. So all that's going to go down. All the margin calls are going to drop it. That's what's going to go down. The money in the bank's going to be worthless. Well, why? Why are they killing us or trying to? You're not going to have. I mean, your money's going to be worthless. Look at 1930 and the Germans, they were wallpapering their house with it because it was worthless. There's like $10 billion that like, I think it was Venezuela or something. You cannot have extremely high inflation. What are you going to do with the dollar? It's not going to be worth anything. And then I laugh when people think gold's inflated. Gold is not inflated. You cannot print gold. You cannot make more of it. You can find more out of the ground, but how much are they finding? And it's okay. I mean, people are excited about 21 million Bitcoin. I don't think that's limited. It's limited in comparison to the US dollar, but it's not. We're talking about 10 count Tom Brady cards, for Christ's sake. That's limited, not that, but you can print money to death, and you're printing trillions and trillions. You're not printing trillions and trillions of gold ounces or gold coins. You can't do it. It's indestructible, but you can't duplicate it, right? If it's this gold coin, you just grab a magnet, you put it up. If it sticks, it's counterfeit. If it doesn't stick, it's pure gold. If it says 1 ounce of gold, it's 1 ounce of gold. You can easily sell it for the ounce of gold. And as I'm saying, you can easily go to a store where you bought it at, and the guy will be very happy to buy it from you because he knows he can sell it. Because once the stampede hits and everybody realizes the only way out of this is gold and silver, and you've got 1 billion people trying to buy it, you'll have no problem selling yours. It's sort of like that movie Trading Places where Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd, at the end, they sell the orange juice futures. It's an older movie, one of Eddie Murphy's first ones. And so he's selling them at the price is really high, $130, for orange juice, and they buying, and then the report comes out. They say, no damage, and the price goes down to $20, and then they're like, okay, now we'll buy. Everybody wants to buy it at that price, and they go, okay, we'll buy 1,000 from you and 1,000 from you. We've sold it at 132, and we're buying it for 19, and that's when you short something. But this is not a short. We're buying gold at 1,800 an ounce, and we're going to sell it at 20,000 an ounce. And believe me, for it to get to 20,000, there must be demand for it. You don't see people worried about, well, I'm going to make gas 360 like Nick's saying in New Jersey. They're not afraid. People still you need gas to get back and forth to work, to go shopping, go see your girlfriend. You need to travel. It'll probably make airfare go up because if gas goes up, but I don't know how long the gas is going up, what's really happening, but it's definitely an inflation sign. But oil itself is not inflationary. The fact that oil, like people tie oil, the only thing that's inflation is money. Okay. Printing more money is inflation. It makes it worth less. That's inflation. That's all it is. The prices go up because it takes more money to buy it. Because now instead of $5 for my candy bar, I need $10 for it. That's what inflation is. The price of the candy didn't go up. It takes more dollars because you've screwed the value of the dollar up. That's why you buy the gold and silver. That's why you buy the Brady card. That's why people are buying Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is not a hedge. Bitcoin is not going to help you here because it's not an asset. Right? It's a bunch of people going, let's make candy worth $40,000. I mean, Bitcoin, to me, you can have your Bitcoin. I hope you make money on it. All I'm saying is make sure you take your profit, like I teach you in betting football, playing poker, doing anything to do with gambling, buying stocks. Take your profit. Thank you very, very much. You buy 1,000 shares of stock and it goes up 70 cents. You made $700. Say thank you very much and get out of it. And then you'll buy it next time it drops because stocks do this. That's what they do. They never do this. They do this. Now the Brady, it's 30,000, started low and then went up, and now it's at 30. It's probably not going to go down to 20. With cards, it'll be 30, and then it'll go to 40. It's not going to go from 30 down. The Jordan rookie's $1 million now. It's not going to go down to 700-800. It's going up to 2 million. That's how the cards differ. At store now, signed Brady Super Bowl helmets, signed 2,500. Is it worth it? I don't know. What is the market value for a signed Super Bowl? Is this Tampa or New England? And you'd have to go on eBay and see what a signed Brady, is this the big helmet? And do you have a letter of authenticity? Whenever you buy autographs, you got to have that little letter that says, yes, this is Tom Brady's autograph. I certify it. If you don't have that, don't buy the autograph because you can't prove it's his. There's ways to prove it, but then you're taking more risk that it's a fake autograph and you're not going to spend $2,500 on it. Big helmet and certified. Well, I don't know. What is the market value? Is it on eBay selling it? Does he have how many helmets? Does he have 5 other ones at $2,500? You'd have to find what the market selling it for. No Pats logo, Super Bowl logo when Pats played Rams. I don't know. I mean, I would want like you got the LSU jersey, right? You've got that LSU jersey. He played for LSU. That's what you want. Now, will there be more demand because it's a Super Bowl helmet and it's not a New England helmet? Possibly. It's much more rare and it would have a higher price. You need to find the market. Yeah, go on eBay and see Super Bowl helmet. Now, you can get a helmet graded, but I don't know that you need it because you got the certificate that it's him. But that's what I would look for. So please, before you do what Nick's kind of doing, go to the market. That's why I say go to eBay, go to the sold, see what they're selling for, and then I would buy one that I can make money on. So if I see a regular Brady rookie card going for not graded, going for $1,000, then I can go to a trade show and I can see it for 500. Then I go, oh, this is worth it. If I see a PSA 10, like Joe Burrow card that Todd, $75. If I'm at, so that's let's say it's PSA 10 that Todd bought, the Panani number 77. Or it's the Panani Elite, so $75 seems like a fair price. But again, there's a lot of risk. If he wins the Super Bowl and then wins another one, that'll be $2,000, $3,000 car, especially if it's a PSA 10. See, then the demand happens. So now it's the action, reaction, action. He wins the Super Bowl, reaction. I want to buy his cards because I want to make money. So that's the way people think. They play poker to make money. They play in the casino, craps, slots, any game in the casino. They're there to make money. Yeah, I'm going to have fun, but they're really there to make money. Of course. Oh, I won $100,000 in the slot machine. That's why people go. It's not, well, I lost $2,000 because my odds suck, but that's why people do what they do. So the action of Burrow winning a Super Bowl or two will drive up his cards. The action of Lamar Jackson not winning a playoff game will drive his cards down because the initial thought is, oh, Mahomes, he's going to win the Super Bowl every year, and I'm going to buy his card. And then when the reality hits that you can't win with a running quarterback, all of a sudden nobody wants the card. There's no demand. And that's where Nick is talking. If silver goes up, because I'm buying it at 27 an ounce and it goes to 500 an ounce, am I going to be able to sell it because of the 27? And my answer is yes. It'll be very easy to sell because it's up 500 because there's demand. Everybody wants silver. The dollar's worthless, and they're realizing the only asset to own, because you can't own U.S. dollars because the value's gone, is silver and gold, where all the value is. That's why I'm telling you that. So get your money out of the dollar and buy silver and gold. And you've got a billion people, and they're all going to want silver and gold because they're going to realize my currency sucks. The euro, the British pound, the yen, whatever you're in, is going to zero. But I got to eat. I got to pay rent. I got to work. What am I going to do? And that's where if I have a silver coin, I can go, I can eat, I can buy gas, I can shop, I can live, I can pay my rent. That'll be what happens. I think you're going to have a lot of chaos because nobody's going to be able to live. Nobody's going to be able to buy a house. Nobody's going to be able to pay rent. Nobody's going to be able to work because there won't be jobs because you're basically, there's no value, right? I don't have any money. I'm not going to go buy a car. All the car companies are going to go broke because who's going to buy a $30,000, Ford, GM, whatever, 40,000? Where are they going to get 40,000? Except for the mafia who owns the gold and silver. The rest of the population is not going to have any money to do anything. So that's why you got to protect yourself, silver and gold. Nick, I'd rather see you in silver and gold than buying a Brady helmet. It's a nice thing unless you've if you can afford it. But I'd rather, with the 25 ounces, go buy an ounce and a half of gold. I think you'd be that'll return you $30,000-$40,000. The Brady Super Bowl helmet signed. If it's 2,500 now, I don't know where's it going to go. And again, that's U.S. dollars. So again, it's going to go up. It is an asset, so it's a good purchase. But I'd rather buy gold and silver with 2,500 than a helmet. Unless I've got like a lot of money. So if Nick's got $500,000, then go right ahead. But otherwise, I'd be buying more gold and more silver. Yeah, Brady, it's a good investment. It's a good collectible. I'm not going to say that it's not. But I'd buying an ounce and a half of gold with the 2,500 then or an ounce and a quarter of gold. That'd be about 19, and five would be about 2,400, and then $100 worth of silver with the remainder. But again, I'm more focused on gold and silver. What are you going to do with the Brady helmet? You're still going to have to sell it, but what currency are we selling it in? Same as gold and silver. There'll be a new currency. It's not going to be US dollars. The dollar will go out. I don't know that the Federal Reserve is not a bank. So I don't know what'll come out if it's a digital currency, which we pray we don't get, because then they're going to know every move we make. Oh, you bought drugs. Oh, you bought alcohol. Oh, you went to visit a girl. Oh, you went to the strip club. Oh, you went on a vacation. Oh, well, we don't want you to do that. You can't do that. And you're gonna try to use it. It's not going to work. That's the thing with cash. So it's a big control thing they're trying to do, which really pisses me off. Just be careful with that. So again, the gold and silver will protect us, but it's very cheap now. Yes, it's not going from 1,800 to 5,000. That's what will get the demand in. Right now, 99% of the people have their head in the sand and have no clue. They listen to me, they'd all be buying gold and silver, like Nick and Todd and me and all my other serious listeners understand that. I got people, I'm telling people at work about the Brady card and gold, and all of a sudden they're running to buy gold and silver. People are realizing that when I tell them to do something, it's to protect them, that I do know what I'm talking about, and it's the only way out. I told one guy at work, I says, you need to, he's in like a 401k, he's got stocks. I says, you need to sell your stocks because they're going to zero, because people will need money and they're going to sell their stocks first and then their dollars and then their houses to live. And I said, so the stock market's going to crumble. And he said, well, it'll come back. I'm young, it'll drop and come back. And I'm like, it's not going to come back. 35,000 is not a realistic number because the Fed's been buying stocks. So therefore, you take the Fed out of it because they won't be able to print whatever the new currency is. Maybe they will, but it's all Amazon and Apple and whatever other craps that's out there that they're using. But when the stock market goes to, I don't know, 6,000, 7,000, it ain't coming back to 35. The Japanese people thought the same thing, and that it's never recovered from where it was in the 80s. They've been hyperinflating, and their economy's terrible. So that's what's happening. Fortunately, when I go to the bank, I grab what I can out before they run out. Now I don't have anything in the bank. It's just a few $1,000 for rent and food and, just my normal stuff, my vacation, whatever. But that's it. So the best way to buy cards is not to buy the Joe Burrow cards now. Wait till he wins the Super Bowl. Look what they're selling. Try to buy them not graded, with the eye of it's sharp cornered, sharply centered, and no scratches. It will get a 10. Buy it cheap, ungraded, and then go get it graded. That's the best way to buy the cards. You do take a risk that you get a 9, not a 10. When I was doing it, I didn't have a choice. There was no Jerry Rice PSA 10, so I bought the best looking mint condition Jerry Rice card. It's close to perfect center, great corners. It's a very mint card. Maybe I'm hoping it's a 10, but I paid $50 for it. So again, you get a Burrow card. I wouldn't get it graded. These PSA 10s for 130, I'd rather just either buy the box and get it, or I'd just go to a card show, buy Burrow cards. But I wouldn't buy them. Like, I'd buy him now, but I'd rather wait till he wins the Super Bowl. Then there's a little less risk. You pay a little bit more, but there's less risk. I've always been one. to pay more with less risk. Oh, I know Brady. He's won 10 Super Bowls. I'll buy his card. Mahomes won a Super Bowl. Okay, I'll buy his card. Do I want to buy? Okay, Burrow. I think he'll win, but let's see. Who else? Justin Herbert. I'm not going to run to buy his cards till he wins the Super Bowl because I'm not sure he will win one. And if he doesn't win one, the demand, I don't know that it'll get any higher than it is now for him. He's okay, but he didn't make the playoffs. So but I'd rather buy Justin Herbert than Tagliabue, than Lawrence, than Hurts, than any of these Mac Jones, any of these guys. They're not gonna, they're not winning any. So, if they win the Super Bowl, then they get on my list. But the initial Joe Burrow is going to jump, and then it'll fade, and then here comes basketball, or here comes baseball, and then people get onto that. But with inflation, what's going to happen is people aren't going to have money for it. So it's going to be really tough. The richer people will buy the assets. So you got to realize the real rich are going to buy the cards. They're going to buy the gold and the silver. That's who's buying it now. I'm not super rich, but I can afford to buy some gold and silver because I know how to budget. And I make enough that my expenses are low enough that I can still find some. I've been pretty careful not to have a big credit card. My biggest expense is my rent. I don't own a house because I'm waiting for the housing market to crash to buy. So that's what I'm doing. But I can afford to buy, some gold, some silver as I go, and just keep adding to my position. But that's the way to buy the sports cards. Let Burrow win the title. Let him win the Super Bowl. Then he's got it, like Mahomes. Now's a good time to buy Mahomes rookie cards, probably, because he's won the Super Bowl. He's been to the title 4 times. He'll probably win. He might be like Rodgers and win 1 Super Bowl. But I think Mahomes will always have a good value. People like him. So I would target Mahomes rookie cards now that are a lot cheaper than getting a Burrow rookie card right after he wins the title. Then about a year out, then I'd go after, or 6 months, then I'd go after Burrow rookie cards, not after he wins the Super Bowl. But I'd put it so like now buy Mahomes because he's won the Super Bowl and it's cheap, and then go and later on you put Burrow on the list, wait for the price to drop, then buy the Burrow when there's no interest. And then they'll go up because Mahomes will win another Super Bowl, or Burrow, especially with Brady gone now, that leaves it wide open for Burrows and Mahomes. Rodgers doesn't win a Super Bowl. Stafford never won anything. We go Garoppolo, he's not even going to be on the Niners. Trey Lance, don't buy Trey Lance. Let's see what Trey Lance does. Is he going to do well in the playoffs? How is he going to handle the big games? Is he going to win a Super Bowl? Because if he ain't, the action of winning the Super Bowl creates the reaction of people buying his cards. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get the reaction if you don't get the action. If Justin Herbert doesn't win a Super Bowl, forget about it. Burrow wins, okay. Now, if he wins again, they'll go up. Brady won, or Rodgers won 1, so he's got some value. But again, he wins MVPs, but he doesn't win in the playoffs. Not the big interest, probably more interest in Favre. For sure, Montana. For sure, Lawrence Taylor. Go buy the Lawrence Taylor's rookie card. It was listing for like 10, 15, 20 bucks. PSA 10, it's $11,000, $15,000. So there you go, Nick. Go to a card store, look for a perfect condition Lawrence Taylor card, not graded. It's worth $11,000. The guy will look at Beckett. He'll see $60, $70. Pay the $60, $70. Go get PSA 10, and it's worth $11,000. That's really how you should do it. But Lawrence Taylor, there's no risk. It's there going up. Montana, get an 82 Montana or 82 Peyton. I got 2 PSA 10 Peytons that are starting to get value in 82. They're starting to be worth a couple thousand that I paid $5 for. I got some Montana 82s. His rookie card's 81. The 82 Montana's starting to get worth a couple $1,000s. It's going to go up because his rookie card PSA 10 is 100,000. So people are going to want one. They're going, I don't have 100 to spend on the rookie, but I can get the second year card PSA 10. It's a pretty card for 10,000 or whatever. So that's what I think will happen. So I think that's what you should be aiming for. Instead of running after the Burrow, run after the Mahomes now. Run after the old Brady's, run after the Lawrence Taylors, Montana, Rice. Don't go Marino. He didn't win the Super Bowl. Elway, okay, but I'm not a big Elway fan. And that's I think what you do. I think that's the best way to play it, and go from there. But that's my how I've done it. I would buy them at card shows and then get them graded. Some I would get graded. Bobby Orr's I got graded. Most of them are 9s. Although the best one I got is the 69, the hockey stick on the side. It's mint. It's a beautiful card, but it's not graded. It wasn't when I got it at the card show in 1990. There was no PSA. Had there, I probably would have gotten a PSA 9 or 10. The 10 probably would have been the way to go, but who knows what it would have sold for. I don't think back then. I think if you had the foresight, I think I bought a few PSA 10s, but if you had the foresight and you saw a Jordan PSA 10 at the show and it was $1,000 to buy it, that would have been a very smart thing. I think just knowing the player and knowing how hard it was to get a 10 would have been great. Again, if I'm in Back to the Future, I'm going back to 1980, good old 1986 to get Jordan rookie cards and, PSA 10. Then you got to go up to 1999 to get the Brady rookie cards, and go back to 1952 to get the Mantle rookie cards, and the whole lot of the 50s. I'd have been at drugstores buying baseball cards in my time machine. I would have went from one year to the next. I would have just been as many Mantle rookie cards as I could fit into my pockets at a nickel a piece. So anyway, I think that's it. So again, we've covered to review. Take Cincinnati and 10.5 over 42. Super Bowl. Look at the market on eBay for cards. See what they're worth. Then try to go. If they're not, ideally you want limited. You want out of 10, out of 25, out of 50. That's the cards you want to buy. You don't want to just buy the regular card. It'll go up a little bit, but if you really want to make money, you want a 10-count Burrow card or a 25-count or a 50-count Burrow card. And I think you'll see a lot of those, especially if he wins the Super Bowl. Because I don't see a lot of them. I see an autograph one that's like $7,000, but like this year, they'll come out in Topps or Bowman or Chrome or refractors. Will come out with the refractor. Will come out with the 25-count. That's what you want to buy, and you can get it cheap, $40, $50, 25-count Burrow cards. That's what you want to buy, and you'll make a fortune. Try to buy them at a card show or on eBay, ungraded. Most of the new stuff, probably 9s or 10s anyway. Trust the dealer, but really the ungraded stuff you want to go to a card show and buy, because you can look at it yourself. You can't trust these dealers. They're not going to everything's meant to them, and you get it and its corners are bent or scratched or something. So not what you want. Buy your gold and silver. It's protection. It's not a stock, but it's like a baseball card where it's going to go up in value. There'll be a huge demand for it as people realize the prices are going up because the dollar's losing its value. I want to get out of dollars. I got to get the money out of the bank. What do I do with my money? Because I can't leave it in US dollars. I can't buy euros with it or Swiss francs. What do I do with my money? Oh, I'm going to go buy gold and silver. I'm going to exchange my currency for money, for gold and silver, not the fiat crap that they're printing $1 trillion a day like Money Heist. So you print and print and print, ruins the dollars. Too much of it out, it ruins the value. It's not what you want. You want to you want to save yourself. So you want the ounce of gold, not the $1,800. The $1,800 is going to go to $200. The ounce of gold that's worth $1,800 is going to go to 5, 10, 15,000. So it's a no brainer. I'd rather have gold or silver than the dollar because it's going out. That's not my opinion. That's what's happening. That's what will happen. It is going out. Sure as I was watching the Planet of the Apes the other night, and sure as shit, as the Statue of Liberty heads there, and the guy realizes I'm on Earth, you got to realize that your dollar's gone. It's going to be worth nothing. They're going to switch currency on you, and gold and silver are the winners. Outside of that, now, I don't get a commission. I don't have any interest telling you to buy gold and silver. I'm not making a nickel out of it. It's to save your ass. That's why I'm doing it. It'll keep you alive. It'll keep you able to eat. We're going to run into a real shitstorm. People are not going to have money to eat, pay rent. Work's not going to, everybody will be unemployed. We're all going to be fucked unless you have gold and silver. And my advice is to find where Zuckerberg lives and just storm his house and live there and say, okay, you wanted to create this mess. Now I'm here. Those guys are a real problem. They need to be, they need to face the music that the music is stopped, and they're the reason. But I think it's either Soros or it's coming from the Vatican. It's obviously the mafia. I think the master plan is the mafia wanting to buy gold and silver. And they want to ruin the currency, and then they'll own all the gold and silver. I think that's all it is. That's what Russia. It's all Putin. It's all mafia. China is all mafia. America's all mafia. The real power is the mafia here, like everywhere else. All these other countries. That's why they're all going along. I get, who knows what's really behind the scenes, but every country's doing the same thing. They're all printing. Are they all lost their minds? No, somebody's controlling it, and that's obviously what's happening. So good luck, everybody. I'm here. www.teaserking.com. Please go. You get my email. Nick, Todd already have the email, and they ask some really good questions. I'm happy to help them. Normally what I do is Todd asks some questions on baseball cards, Nick on silver and gold. And so I just do a show to help them. It's easier to communicate this way than keep emailing back and forth, I find. So that's what that's my suggestion, is to do that. But I'm pretty much covering what you do. So buy your gold, buy your silver, and then buy your the Burrow card. I buy Brady, I buy Montana and Rice, really old cards, Mantle, 65, Mays and Aaron and those guys. The 25 count Brady's and Mahomes and all the superstars. You want to buy superstars, but you want to buy superstars you like. I don't like LeBron James, so I don't suggest buying him, but I might like Wade. I might like Jordan. I might not like Jordan. I might like Magic Johnson instead. To go buy his rookie card with Bird on it, and you can't lose. So that's what you try to do, is buy what you like. It's always buy what you like. And in the end, gold and silver will win out. In the end, real assets will win out. Gold, silver, the baseball cards, the jewelry. This will win out. This will keep me fed. The crypto will not keep you fed. It will not hold the value. There is no asset there. Paintings are okay, but they're hard to sell. Maybe they're a little easier to sell as people are looking for assets to get into, to get out of currency. Keep your money out of the bank. Keep a couple thousand just to pay your bills. Anything over, let's say, maybe 6,000, 7,000, just bring it home, buy gold and silver or the cards, put it in a safe, get it the hell out of the bank, because it's A, you're not going to be able to get it, and B, it's not going to have a value. So why hold something with no value? It's like saying, tuna fish is bad for you. You got a case of tuna fish. You're going to have to throw it out. It's not good for you. Just for example, a tuna fish is not great for you, but you can eat it. A lot of mercury. So, but if it's spoiled, if you get milk and it spoils, what do? You throw it out. That's what's going to happen to your money. You're going to have to, it's not going to be worth anything. So you trade it for something that will have a value. If you've made money in Bitcoin, sell it, buy your gold and silver with it. You can't be delusional to think that, oh, Bitcoin's going to 1 million, or I should never sell it, or I should never sell my gold, or not my gold. I should never sell my stocks, or my house just went way up. I should never sell it. I'm playing poker. Oh, I should just stay here and keep winning. I'll never lose. I'll never get burnt with aces. The guy will never flop a set of sevens on me. I'm going to win every time I get it. I mean, there's a point when you're doing things, you take your profit and you say, thank you. And then you play again with a little less profit. So you keep doing that. You do it in everything. In the gold, well, gold and silver, there will be a point where you sell it. But we're not near that point. Like when gold hits maybe 50,000 an ounce, or the Brady rookie card's $100,000. You say, hey, I'll take the 100,000. But again, you don't want US dollars with it. So let's say you had a Brady card worth $100,000 and you want to sell it. The thought would be to buy gold with it, because now gold, the Brady card hit $100,000. The gold's still at 1,800 waiting to go up to 30, 40 grand. So you trade, you've got a stock that's worth a lot. You say, well, it's not going to go up anymore. I'm going to sell out of it. And here's a stock here that's low. So here's the Brady card that's gone through the roof. Okay, I'll take my profit. Now I can either buy the Mahomes card, or you know what? I'm going to buy gold and silver because that's low. That's about to go up. And don't be disillusioned that it's 1,800 the top. Don't be disillusioned by these chart guys who have no clue what a fixed market looks like, and you can't chart it. And you can see the free market with Brady cards at 30 grand. So that's where we need gold and silver to get into the free market. Once it's there and not being controlled, you'll see it go 30, 40,000 an ounce, and it will get there. It can't be controlled forever. It's not like, oh, well, gold will never get over 1,800. Yeah, they said that when it was $1,000 an ounce. Well, it can't get any higher, and it was controlled then, and now it's at 1,800. Keep in mind, it's just it'll run, because what are you going to hold? U.S. dollars? You think that's going to help you when it goes to zero? What are you going to do? Or you can be in gold, and then you can survive. So anyway, that's my speech today, my class. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, ask questions anytime. And I think I'm off. I got some eating to do, and I'm going swimming and do some more studying. So class is over. Just the professor saying thank you very much for joining me. And I'm trying to teach you, so I hope you learn. If you have questions, you don't understand, why should I buy gold? It doesn't move. Look at the Brady cards and look at the market, and it'll move. Believe me, it's going to move soon. Again, you can't give a date. I can't give a date when the $30,000 Brady card's going to 40. I can just tell you it will go to 40, but I can't tell you the date. And there's nothing you can say, give me a date on, you can give a date on. All you can say is that's where it's going. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming and enjoying, and I hope you learned a lot. All right, www.teaserking.com. Thank you very much, Professor. Saying goodbye.